Boring content is how you lose people. And if you're just starting out in business, it's why you never get it off the ground. I've worked with hundreds of authors, coaches, creators, artists building businesses, and I've noticed something. The ones who grow the fastest aren't the most strategic, they're the most themselves. What do I mean? Well, in my coaching sessions with creatives and aspiring entrepreneurs, I've noticed a pattern. They struggle with marketing because they don't know who they are. But the ones that do know, they're as honest as they come, putting themselves out there day after day, an open target for humiliation and judgment, and they still climb. Past the cringe, past the fear, past the obstacles and anybody who wants to stand in their way. And it may seem like a long road for them because of the emotional, mental, and physical labor that it took to get there. It's a lot of work to put yourself out there. But in the big picture, and to everyone else, they're overnight celebrities. When you know you, marketing becomes just sharing your story. I hope you hear me when I say this. It really is that simple. You don't have to be a tell-all. You just have to let people in on your values, your reason why, your determination to make what impact. You hear those specifics? That's branding. When you know who should hear your story, that's targeted marketing. So you can see where entrepreneurs might struggle with their story, with their branding, with their marketing, which if you're not marketing, you're dying. No business can survive without marketing. And branding gives marketing direction and a theme and a continuity. And if you're like me, a minimalist, then you're not going to want to waste time or energy on anything that doesn't move the needle in your business. And that includes your content. Shouldn't all content be marketing? Shouldn't all content be working for you in some way? Showcasing who you are, what you do, and why anyone should care? So in this video, we're going to begin at the starting line for any brand and its content. You. At the beginning of every enduring brand was a human story. It's the first step of any strong business plan. Even investors want to learn about the founders. Early adopters like to know who they're buying from. Before Coca-Cola and McDonald's were multi-billion-dollar machines, they were personal experiments rooted in someone's why. The story is what gave the product meaning and longevity and trust with the early adopters. And the early adopters gave legitimacy and credibility to the claim. And the rest is history. Do you want a brand like that? If so, keep watching. Hi, I'm Yvette the Declutterist, your less is more coach and business mentor. And let's break down how to create content that stands out and makes you money without it costing you an arm and a leg and taking hours to produce. Believe it or not, what people care about is you. The cute outfit and the cool reel might get you eyeballs, but nobody's going to stay and binge unless you reveal who you are. In a world already consumed with AI-generated content, this should be great news. Because when you show up as yourself, even messy and unpolished, your audience gets to meet who they need to meet before they buy. You. I know you're a smart and capable content creator, so you know how to use AI to amplify and supplement what you are already doing. You're not letting AI write your whole story. And I think me at the heart of the business was a hard concept for me to get when I first started. And I think that's why I hit so many roadblocks in the beginning. So you may struggle with this idea of going first, but it helps in all cases. If you are building a brand, you are somewhere in the origin story. It's the case whether you're building a personal brand as a coach or service provider, or you're selling your intellectual property as an author or a speaker, or you're building an audience and monetizing your content as a creator. Even if you have an e-commerce brand, aren't you the person who discovered the solution to the problem you're fixing with your product? Let's actually take a look at some examples in the creator economy. So first, think about the type of content creator you are. There are 6 types of intellectual property. So you can be an educator, teacher, or course creator, someone who uses their expertise in writing, craft, business, mindset, parenting, art, etc., to teach others through online courses, workshops, memberships, and coaching programs. Maybe you're a coach or a consultant. So a personalized service model. You work one-on-one or in small groups, you guide clients, you hold space, you help them make change. So your brand is you and your method. If you're an influencer or a branded content creator or a UGC creator, you are someone building a visible public presence, social media, video, podcasts, and you're monetizing via brand partnerships, sponsorships, affiliate links, maybe merchandise. For you, audience size and visibility are key. If you're a thought leader, a speaker, an author, your main asset is your voice and ideas. So books, speaking engagements, big picture content, right? You build authority and influence through your thought leadership. If you are an artist, designer, musician, creator of tangible or digital products, artwork, prints, merchandise, and you're building a business around those creations. There's also community builder, membership leader, or just founder, right? You're building a tribe or a movement, a community of people with common identity or purpose, and you monetize via memberships, subscriptions, live events, and recurring revenue. Now pair your story with a hook. So take these examples. Knowledge and service-based creators. If you're a coach or mentor, some hooks are the real reason I wasn't seeing results, and it wasn't my strategy. The hard truth about confidence nobody told you, that I learned the hard way. 3 signs you're operating below your potential, like I was. If you're an author or thought leader, some emotional hooks are the one sentence that changed how I see success. What I learned writing a book about courage, that I was too afraid to publish. How to think like a creator, not a consumer. If you're an educator or expert, some emotional hooks are stop making the same mistake with your brand. The 3-phase framework I use to simplify my content strategy. What I learned the hard way about content and personality-based creators. If you're an influencer or lifestyle creator, some emotional hooks are the morning routine that actually makes me feel human. What I wore when I had nothing to wear and everything to prove. This one habit changed my relationship with my phone. If you're an entertainer, some hooks are borrow my healing playlist. Adulting, the unsolicited biography. I like that one. What my overthinking sounds like at 2 a.m. If you're an artist or creative entrepreneur, some hooks are what my art taught me about starting over. Behind the song, the day I almost quit music. Making something beautiful out of anxiety, literally. Product and brand-based creators. For a beauty and lifestyle brand founder, some emotional hooks are why I started a beauty brand at 40 and what no one told me. The ingredient I refuse to use and why. What no one tells you about creating mascara from scratch. For app and SaaS tech founders, some hooks are why we built app name and the moment that sparked it. How I turned my frustration into a startup. The human problem behind every tech solution. For e-commerce brand and product creators, some emotional hooks are the story behind the product that changed everything. I couldn't find it, so I made it. Why I chose handmade, even when it cost more. Whichever hook prompts you to tell your story, start there. If you can riff for hours on these are the mistakes I made, do it. People will listen. Whether you're talking on camera making coffee, sharing your story in a vlog, or launching a product on a reel, you have something of value. When brands do this well, like Tracy Ellis Ross with her brand Pattern Beauty, rooted in her personal story and dilemma of finding the right products for her texture of curly hair, or Kylie Jenner of Kylie Cosmetics, showing her personal transformation from insecurity to self-expression. In today's digital marketplace, you're not just selling a product, you're building a brand identity, which at its core is you personally showing up in the way that you want to be known. When you do that, you avoid boring because you are the unique advantage. Your voice, your struggles, your success story, your aesthetic style, your POV. There's no one else like you. And until people know, like, and trust you, you're just another ad interrupting their scroll. Which brings us to the most important step in you creating content that builds brands. And at this point in the video, you already know, put you in your content. Here's how to find you in your content. The only boring content is context that hides behind fancy graphics and colors and fonts. And that's coming from your girl, a certified marketer and graphic designer. I live and breathe brand identity. And if you hired me to help you with your branding and your marketing, I would still need to get to know you first. Nowadays, no one needs to know who founded Coca-Cola to drink it, because that story is baked into its culture. The red label means more than just soda. It means connection, a party favorite. That's what happens when your story transcends the product. I mean, did you know that when Coca-Cola started in 1886, it wasn't just a beverage? It was Dr. John Pemberton's remedy. It was a tonic he created for energy and vitality because he was injured in the Civil War. Eventually, Coca-Cola's marketing was about selling a feeling, happiness, refreshment, optimism, never just a drink. The story of its creator is what got people to try it. And eventually they bought in because of how it made them feel too. And that kept them loyal. So now it's your turn. Let's discover the you in your content by answering a few questions. Here are 10 to get your juices going. The reason I came up with this idea, product, service was because if I didn't care about what people thought of me, what story would I share with my audience? And what truth does that hold for them? What change do I want to help make in someone's life? Why? What problem in my own life did I have to solve before I started helping others solve it? What do I want people to remember or feel when they experience my brand? What values or principles guide every decision I make in my business? What's a story from my past that still shapes how I show up today? What's the everyday version of me that people rarely see but would deeply relate to? Who am I trying to be a voice for? Or what conversation do I want to start? What kind of world am I ultimately trying to help create through my message or my work? Answer those and you have your permission slip to stop hiding. There's nothing boring about you. If you are having trouble with finding you in your content, let's talk. I'll help you find the hidden gems in your story that will connect and convert your audience. And we'll do it in less time than it took you to make and then reheat that cup of coffee. Links in the description to book a call with me. People aren't buying your soda or your course yet. They're buying why you made it. So get out there, make content that stands out, be you. We're waiting. Until the next one. Peace.